The joint plan of action will remain in place. And the reason for that is this is the interim agreement that's been in place for a little over a year and a half now that has frozen Iran's nuclear program in place and rolled it back in some key areas. Now, obviously, if we can reach a final agreement, then that would supersede the interim agreement. But the talks continue in Vienna. The thing that I can tell you is that they have made genuine progress in those conversations. And I think even over the last week or so, there is progress, important progress that has been made. There have been some key issues in the negotiations that have been closed. And that's a good sign. That said, there continue to be some sticking points that remain unresolved. And as I've been saying for the better part of a couple weeks now, the President has directed his team to remain engaged and participate in conversations as long as those conversations remain useful. And given the progress that's been made and given the success they've had in closing out some key issues, that's an indication that the talks are useful. But the President has also been clear that there's a bottom line that must be met, and that is making sure that any final agreement lives up to the parameters that were established in Lausanne, and there will not be a final agreement agreed to by the United States, at least, and by our P5+1 partners until the final agreement reflects that. If it's necessary for them to continue conversations, and if the conversations remain useful, the negotiating team will remain in Vienna.